In this module, we'll design the image for our Facebook ad. Designing a Facebook ad image is simple and quick once you've done it a few times. For this tutorial, we're using Adobe Photoshop. If you don't have Photoshop, there are a number of free alternatives that'll do the trick, including GIMP, Paint.net, and Pixlr, which is web-based, so you don't even have to download it. Let's get started. First, let's visit our Teespring campaign page and get our product image. If your campaign has multiple products, you have to decide which ones to put in the ad. It's important to be conscious of the season and weather. If you're advertising a product to people in Florida during a heat wave, you probably don't want to show them a hoodie. Similarly, you probably want to avoid showing a tank top to Wisconsinites in the dead of winter. Teespring has apparel designed for men and women, so you can also design separate ad images for each gender. Then put them in separate ad campaigns targeting either men or women. If you can't decide which of the products to use, just pick the one you think will look best in the ad. Okay, for our campaign, we'll be advertising to women, so let's select the women's fit shirt. Right-click, copy image. To make our ad, we're using a Photoshop template that we've made available for free in the video description. The resolution of the image is 600 by 315 pixels because Facebook prefers large images, but it will usually appear on Facebook at about half that size. Alright, so I'm going to paste the Chihuahua shirt image into the template. First though, let's select the example layer. So when we paste our Chihuahua, it'll be in the right place. We don't want our product to get covered by a background or have it overlap a banner. Let's hide the example shirt. Then go to Edit. Paste. Using the Magic Wand tool, let's select the background area so we can remove it. To select more than one area, hold the Shift key and click. Then press Delete on your keyboard. If your shirt is white, make sure to turn tolerance down to 1. Otherwise, keep it at around 30. Also, make sure that the contiguous box is checked. We want to deselect now, so go to Select, Deselect, or keyboard shortcut Command-D on a Mac, Control-D on Windows. Depending on the size of your product's graphic, you may want to make the product larger so your graphic is easy to see in the ad. Go to Edit, Transform, Scale. You can also use the keyboard shortcut Command-T on a Mac, Control-T on Windows. Make sure to hold the Shift key down to make sure the height to width proportions stay consistent when adjusting the size. Then, just stretch the image by the corner. Now it's time to add a background. In this template, we have a variety of options. You can select which one of these layers you want to be visible by toggling them on and off in the Layers menu. One option is to use a background image and overlay it with a low opacity color, giving the effect of a colored lens. Just adjust the opacity here. With Facebook, you want your image to stand out among the blue and white. To make your product pop, use a background color that's already in the design of your shirt. Just double-click the color picker for the solid color layer and eyedrop the color you want. It also looks good to use the opposite of your shirt color, which is known as a complementary color. An easy way to find a complementary color on Photoshop is to invert the colors. Go to your shirt layer, then Image, Adjustments, Invert. The keyboard shortcut to do this is Command-I on a Mac and Control-I on Windows. Double-click the color picker for the solid color layer and select the inverted shirt color with the eyedrop tool. Click OK. Then just go back to the shirt layer and invert again to go back to the original colors. You can increase or decrease the intensity of the background by modifying the saturation. Double-click the color picker, go to S, which stands for saturation, and slide up and down the slider. In the Background Effects folder, there are a number of gradient and frame effects we can add to the background. In the Badges folder, there are a number of badges we can add to give our ad some flair. To modify the color, go to the Color Mask layer, and then paint bucket that color anywhere. To modify the text, go to the Text layer, select the Type tool, and then click the text area. We can modify what it says and how it's formatted. One thing to keep in mind is that Facebook doesn't approve of ad images with over 20% text, so don't go overboard with too many banners. A cool effect you can add to your shirt to give it more of a natural look is a drop shadow. Select your shirt layer, Then go to Layer, Layer Style, Drop Shadow. We'll do Distance 8px, Spread 6%, and Size 4px. Click OK. Great! Looks like we're finished. I'll save the file as a PNG. In the next video, we'll upload this image to Facebook and create the rest of the ad.